want to welcome everybody to the Derby Public Library, the Harcourt Wood Memorial Library. My name is Mary Ann Smirchu, and for those of you that don't know me, I am the director here at the Derby Public Library. I would like to welcome everybody today, May 13th, to kick off the 350th anniversary of Derby. And I just want to take this time to acknowledge some of this morning's guests. We have members of the Berman and Hayden families here. We have the Mayor of Derby, Joe DiMartino, here. We have several members of our Derby Public Library Board. And of course, our library staff, and those of you who are here celebrating with us, friends and family. So, we are very excited to be here today to rededicate the beautiful and exquisite dirt-free grandfather clock that is here behind me. This clock has been the centerpiece of the library since the library's opening in 1902. It was a gift from friends of Colonel H. Harcourt Wood and his wife, Alice Grout Wood. The clock has been silent for the last 25 years and has been brought back to life by a certified master clockmaker, Paul Jenke of Grandfather Time. Unfortunately, he could not be with us today. And all of this was made possible by the very generous donation of the Berman and Hayden families. So today, as I mentioned, we have Bonnie Berman here, who will also speak in a few moments. And I would also like to invite our history coordinator and library assistant, Christine Boulay, to say a few words. And I leave you with this short quote. May this clock continue to stand as a testament to the beauty and artistry of craftsmanship and serve as a reminder of the history and dedication of families that serve the Derby Public Library, the families of the past and present, and for the generations to come. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am so thrilled to see all of you here today. I'm very excited. This clock has always been intriguing to me, and it's been such a shame that I had never heard it ring. And then, of course, this fabulous woman comes in, and I become very friendly with her, and I'm talking about Bonnie, of course. And we have formed, I would have to say, a historical friendship. Her knowledge of Derby and her love of Derby is evident in everything that she does. And she has, of course, shared that with me and inspired me a lot more about Derby, although I love this area. She was also heard me say that this clock has been silent. And that sparked an interest with her. And she made it her mission, which was wonderful, to fix this clock. Now, I do have to tell you a funny story. My husband and I've told a few of you, just got back from London on Thursday. And last week, London was celebrating VE Day. So when we came out of Westminster Abbey on Monday at about 10 of 12, which is right around the corner from Big Ben, I said, Jen, we have to stand here and listen to this clock again, all right? And of course, it chimed exactly what we're going to be hearing today. I was so excited, I'm getting goosebumps again. So I would like to, at this moment, to please introduce Bonnie Berman, this wonderful woman who has helped make this fabulous clock possible for us today.
Thank you. Well, it's very nice to see everyone here today. Christine shared with you how I developed the interest in the clock, coming here to give her things that I felt would best stay in the archives of the library. I realized each time that I came that the clock wasn't working, and I didn't have the pleasure of hearing the chimes. Now that comes from the fact that I worked here as a Derby High School student 62 years ago. I spent 3 years working with Helena Hearn and Mary Kopp when they were librarians here, and I loved being at the library. At that time, the room over there, now the history room, was the children's room, and I used to do readings for the children. And I made a headline in the Evening Sentinel. It was the only time in my life I was a headliner. And it said, Bonnie reads, kiddies listen. That's how important it was. And each time I walk in, I begin to think about Horton Hears a Who, which was the favorite book of the Children's Reading Hour. One of the things that I would tell you about the library is that it's a place that people come for solace, for knowledge, and for inspiration. And it's been that for me over the years. It's really a very, very important place in the city of Derby. The clock is a very important symbol of the library. And as Christine mentioned, when I said to her, can I get someone to come in and look at the clock? She said, well, I have to ask the board. And thank you to Dorothy and the board for okaying the project. And it was my cousin Alan who had introduced me years ago to Paul Yankee of Monroe, whose business is Grandfather Time. He goes out and fixes grandfather clocks in people's homes. Lovely, lovely man, but very skilled. He is one of 8 master clockmakers in the state of Connecticut. And he agreed to come. I was here the day that he came. He took the head off the clock, took a look at it, was very impressed with the clock, knew immediately who the maker was, and knew approximately when it was made. He was very excited about the opportunity to work on it. He came back about a week and a half later, worked on the clock for a full morning, and the clock was working. And it was very, very exciting. The other very nice piece of Mr. Youngie's service was the fact that he's willing to come back and work with the library staff if they have any difficulty, readjust the chimes, teach them about it, show them how to do it. He's really a remarkable man, and if you ever need a clockmaker, he's the person to go to in the area, for certain. There's some people here that I want to acknowledge who have been part of my life and part of the life of Derby, and certainly served to inspire me to take on this project. First of all, my cousin Alan. My cousins Alan and Lynn, who are here today, agreed to partner with me on this project, and I thank them both for that. I'm very excited to have my son Brett here with me. He has heard over the years loads of tales about Derby, and loved to come to Derby to visit Grandma so that he could play in the forest. Growing up in New York, the forest was very important. There are other people here who deserve very, I don't know what to call it, but they inspired me. Carol Ann Pepe and Jack Walsh worked with me and with Jamie Cohn on preparing for our 60th Derby High School reunion. And it was the reminiscence of Derby that brought the inspiration for doing this project. And I thank them both for inspiring me. Jack, by the way, runs some very wonderful tours of the local area, and going on that tour also brought back the passion that I felt about Derby. Another member of the Berman family, though he doesn't have the Berman name, is Eddie Cantor. And our families shared the area on Main Street for years, probably 70 plus years. Cantor's Curtain Shop and the Model were partners in that little corner next to Howard and Barber, if some of you remember. So I thank you for being here.
Great to be here.
Derby has a different meaning, I'm sure, for each one of you. But one of the things we said when we were planning the reunion was how nice it was to grow up in Derby when we did. And Carol Ann and I, Eddie and Alan, are alums of the old Irving School. The old Irving School, and I'm sure there aren't very many of us left. And Fran Mazer, who is here, is the daughter of Mitchell Mazer, who was chairman of the Board of Education, who made possible the new Irving School across the way. Very, very important parts of our lives. Very important parts of our lives. I thank you all for coming, and I thank you for sharing this moment with me. The idea of hearing the clock strike the inaugural event for the 350th anniversary of the city of Derby is heartwarming. And you are here to experience that moment. And I thank you all very, very much.
I want to acknowledge the O'Sullivan family who's here. Jeff, who's right behind me, was my classmate in college, and when I was going to Irving School, he was going to St. Mary's, and through that and through college, we didn't even know each other.
The old St. Mary's.
The old St. Mary's. And two of his brothers are here, David and
John.
And John came up from North Carolina to be here. And their mother is the librarian at the library.
Here.
Here.
The family of people related to the library is extraordinary. And once you've been a part of this library, I'm looking at the smile on Dorothy's face. Once you've been a member of this library family, you never forget. I did leave one person out. I want to thank Norman Mittendorf, who was a classmate, Derby High School class of 1964, and I thank you very, very much.
Just in case anybody wants, I'm going to do a little treat for you before it chimes. How about if I open it up and get to see inside? See if we can get this open. Now that I'm in the spotlight, I won't look at it. Oh, wow. These are the chimes that, of course, we have to wind every week. And I wind the clock, which I'm so thrilled that I get to do. We do it from the top. There's 3 holes, and these are the 2 chimes that we wind. So once a week, and it runs about 7 or 8 days it will last. So if I forget, I have a little leeway time to work on that.
So we do have a 12, 13 minutes before the 12 o'clock chimes here, so please, there are some drinks, coffee, water, and some pastries and fruit on the table. And please enjoy our new reading room, and enjoy the chairs and the new books. And for those who are Derby residents, if you do not have a library card, please, this is your moment, your time to see our front desk and register for a Derby Public Library card. Thank you. Enjoy. Thank you all for coming.
Let us know you were here, because again, we're saving it for the archive. Thank you.